Alright, it's your boy SeanMarqez. I'm at the crib in the studio right now, getting interviewed by my girl Sydney. You know what I'm saying? We're doing our thing in the city. I don't know, I guess that's it.
Hey, dynamite, turn to a million, then we all rich. That's just how I
Be
feel.
the last one out to get the stove. No way, love one of your bucket-headed hoes. No way, hit the streets and we break the code. No way, hit the brakes when they on patrol. No way, be the last one out to get the stove. No way, love one of your bucket-headed hoes. No way, hit the streets and we break the code. No way, hit the brakes when they on patrol. No way, be the last one out to get the stove.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm willing to die for this shit.
I didn't start painting or drawing until I turned 21, so in art world, I'm kind of a late bloomer when it comes to that. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just how it is, you know. I made music, you know, so that's what I was doing. I was rapping and shit like that. Like I recorded my first song in the studio at like 16, so really early on I was creative, but I just didn't know necessarily in what avenue yet. One of my initial inspirations was a friend of mine. His name Kenneth Randall. He was an artist at my school too, and I used to just see him always making stuff and painting stuff and stuff like that. And I used to be like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing this for? You know. Then I quickly realized he was making money from it, so I was like, oh shit, like you actually make like money from this. And ever since then, it just kind of became like an obsession of mine. Went to school. I didn't think I was gonna be an artist. I think I was in school for biology or something like that. Didn't like it. I hated it. So I kind of was about to drop out, but I went home for a little bit, and then I came back. I had like an accident like before school started. So when that happened, it just kind of hit me like, damn, I should probably do more of what I want with my life and my time. So I'm just like, fuck that biology shit. I'm just gonna be an artist. Start learning graphic design so I can make my album covers or music album covers or whatever. So when I started that, it just kind of avalanched into a whole understanding of art, and now I was really good at it naturally, so it just came about, just like that.
How do you feel about the word creative, or to be a creative?
I feel like not necessarily the word creative, but I feel like artist is definitely exploited now. Like a lot of people feel a FOMO feeling because they see other people being an artist, and they just feel like it's very, very easy to do, and they just like kind of hop on the wave, and then they realize how deep it is. It's not just a wave, it's an ocean, and then they be like, oh well, you know, I'm a creative too, but they're not really as creative as they think they are. They're just kind of searching this surface level of what it is to be one. Realize it's not just one thing. It's not just painting or drawing. It's everything. Everything. You could give me spoons or some shit, I can make something out of it. So I feel like it doesn't matter what it is. It's inside you. It ain't anything like that.
It's more of an energy. Do you think people are born with it, or do you think you can develop it over time?
The technical side you can develop, but the spiritual side, the connection, I feel like that was given to people. It's like ordained in a sense. Like you can probably sleep on that skill if you do have it, or you can just, you know, delve deeper into it. I feel like I'm more of a vessel, like, because I never run out of ideas. I never run out of things to draw, places to go and see and stuff like that to be inspired by. So I always felt like I was different in that way, because in school I never had that issue of like painter's block or anything like that, or just artist block, because I'm always inspired by something. Something inspires me all the time.
Say some of your early challenges and some of your early strengths when you first started creating, not just with art, but just creating in general.
I would say even now, it's just finding my own style. When I first got into art in school, they just teach you master copy, master copy, master copy. They just like, that's the only way you get better, is just master copy, master copy. But I feel like it kind of hinders you, but it helps you. You learn technical skill, but you lose your own. You lose your own like personal like style in the midst of learning that technical skill, because you're using all the stuff you know naturally, and just like, oh, I gotta paint it this way, draw this way, blah blah blah. I didn't have any reference of art, any type of like what it's supposed to look like, how it's supposed to be. I just was free as possible. Like, I literally drew on everything I could find. I painted on anything I could find, just so I could just get it out. Like, whatever idea I had, it didn't even matter what it was. Like, I just was drawing. So that was the great part, because it was so natural for me. I didn't have to look at no picture on Google, or I didn't have to use a reference to get what I wanted across, if that makes sense. It was just like imagination, just imagination land. Like, I don't know if you ever seen that Inside Out, or Inside
the movie,
that little kid movie. And it's this place called Imagination Land. So it was just literally just like that. It's silly, it's goofy, it doesn't make sense, but it is freeing, because it's like you have no reference of this anywhere in the world. I can't look at this and say, oh, you like Van Gogh, or I could tell you like Picasso or Basquiat. It's like, oh no, you like SeanMarqez. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just me. Like, I love eyes, I love drawing, just basically innate things just to kind of please myself. So I've lost that because I've been so focused on trying to get good. My teachers, like, they all hated on me and shit. Like, they kind of made it harder for me to even keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just had a fuck you attitude to them. Like, even from the beginning, like, I ain't know how I was gonna do it. I ain't have no idea, no inkling. Like, my teachers would be like, you know, like, you can't do that, and I just do it anyway. Even if it's shitty, I just do it anyway. And look at them and be like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of people need that attitude. Like, fuck you, I'm gonna do it anyway. And that is when I became me. For class, right? And the teacher approved the picture. She like literally was like, hey guys, go get a reference picture. We're gonna have you do self-portraits at the end of the semester. So everybody went out, looked and found their source material. Alright, cool. Bet. I got my picture. It's a Japanese guy who painted this all blue man in a red background like that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. She's like, alright, cool, alright, yeah. So I bring it in. She like, everybody had a critique, my bad. So I skipped. So we had a critique. Everybody puts up their paintings. We all talk about it. Whoop-de-whoop. So I brought it in. She's like, okay, that's nice. Whoop-de-whoop. After class, she go put me to the side. Like, oh, I'm gonna need you to go talk to the chairman after class with her. I'm like, for what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right. So I go down there. He's like, so your teacher thinks that you paid somebody to paint your picture.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Seriously, dead serious.
I was in class with
She could not believe that I painted myself this well, and I was beginning. This is literally my first 3 months painting, like 6 months painting, I think. So I'm just like, what the fuck? You saw me get the reference picture. You saw me take the picture of myself. I turned it in. You said okay, and when I bring it in,
started it in class too.
You don't know who painted it. What the fuck? Same thing. Wow. Probably the same colors on there. So I had to deal with that the whole time in school and shit like that. So I get what you're saying. Like, that's why I said I feel like you should go, but it's not gonna be easy.
Right.
You feel me? And I feel like that's for all degrees, but especially an art degree, because us being black, we're already subjugated to prejudice and people not privy to being talented. They don't really want to manifest your skills. They just kind of want to shoo you away. Hopefully you stop and give up. So I didn't do that, because I just was like, fuck y'all. Like, y'all not finna stop me. Like, I'm really not finna do nothing else. I'm not finna go fucking be an engineer, which I probably could be, but I just like, nah, I don't want to do that. I want to make art. So I have a mindset on it, and it's just like, you know. It's like this. It's not like when you're in academia and you can pass an SAT test or something like that. It's way different, because it's like I have to show and prove, literally. Like, you can cheat on that math test, you know what I'm saying? But you can't cheat a picture out. You feel me? A lot. Even to this day, I think about it. Like, sometimes I think about quitting, and I'll be like, nah, because Melody and Sky got me fucked up.
Something you would tell a young artist, fresh student. Well, what's the best advice you would tell them first day of school, walking in the class, walking in their art class?
Be yourself, man. Like, never let nobody dim your light. Like, if you feel like you can do it. Because it's like these people, they can't even do it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And they just be in that situation to where they could teach you because they have some type of experience. But don't let these people stop you. Like, if you know you want to be a painter, study painting for real. Don't half-ass it. Don't just be watching shit on YouTube and go in your room and then stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, be adamant. Learn what is paint made out of. Learn why you use this paint. Learn, what type of brand of paint you want to use and stick to that brand, because it all will affect your provenance. Like, when you making work, and that's another thing about art school. They teach you about your provenance, but they don't need to necessarily teach you about marketing your art and selling your art. So I feel like art school needs to also teach you the business side of art, as well as teaching you how to make art properly. And not necessarily saying that they're going to teach you the right way, but teach you the fundamentals to where you can go, evolve and turn into an artist. You need to learn how to sell your work. You need to know how to keep it clean. You need to know how to store it properly in the right temperatures. Like, they don't teach you that type of stuff. That's stuff that you have to learn on your own. So I feel like art school, they should teach you more of the business. And if you want to be a painter or an artist or whatever, really focus on your craft. Like, go beyond the norms of what you think you should be doing. Like, be a real nerd for it, because it'll benefit you later. Like, I swear to God, it will.
I'm gonna tell a story of actually how I first met you.
Okay.
So I met you on Peter Street.
Okay.
And you actually came up to a couple of my friends and you gave us one of your cards
with
your art on it. I still have it, actually.
Wow, that's amazing. Good.
And that's how I followed you and found you. So just your story right then of you just going up and giving your art away, technically, for free.
Yeah.
Just a great example of what you just said.
So dope that you got that card. I actually almost forgot I made those. I only made like 50 or 60 of those cards, right?
Yeah.
And when I first made them, I was going to keep them for myself, honestly, because I was just like, hey, this would be a dope idea. I was really into mini pictures and stuff like that at the time, so I was like, hey, I should make some mini stuff. But when I was handing those out, they were like just business cards. But I didn't want regular business cards, you know. They just seem very cliche now. So I watched this movie about Basquiat, and the reason I started doing that is because I saw him with these small cards like this, maybe like 8x10s or smaller, and he was passing them out in New York. He actually saw Andy Warhol, passed him one. He loved it, found him later, and that's pretty much how they got their connection. So I was like, wow, that's so simple, you know, because it's like, it cost me nothing to do that. And I don't have to walk around with a big bulky canvas. So I feel like community is great, because if you got the right community, you can feel comfortable in yourself when you're out in public, and people will remember those kind gestures that you do. And like you said, they'll follow you up later. Like, oh, well, I remember this person gave me this art at this convention or something, so and so. I really appreciate that. Let me go follow their work. So it's the same thing. Like, if other artists having shows, I promote them just like I promote myself. Like, because they're my peers. Like, not necessarily like we're in competition, but because I really don't feel like art is competitive like that. But I just noticed that a lot of black artists don't really have that community. A lot of us are self-taught. A lot of us are individuals or introverts, and they feel isolated in a sense. So if you got a lot of people doing the same thing you do, you're going to feel more comfortable doing what you do, because you feel like we all have a common goal at the end, and that's just getting our work out there, making the world more beautiful, building great relationships with galleries, curators, collectors, just people in general. You never know where it leads you. Like, you never know where a good, genuine connection could take your career or your life in general.
Your message to the world?
My message to the world is basically, your true emotions will always be somebody else's emotion, if that makes sense. Like, you convey something honestly, you can always guarantee somebody else gonna feel that same way. So I want to touch the people in a way to where they can feel my work more so, and just by how beautiful it is, and you can see myself in my work. So I feel like just being being in the culture and being yourself is pretty much my message, for real.
Y'all got Charlamagne.
Angle of ye.
Y'all got some names
Angle
on
of
y'all.
ye.
That nigga said y'all got some names.
Nigga, how you fuck up them easy ass names?
Bruh.
I always laughed at that.